work with a lot of clients who do some form of intermittent fasting or are questioning whether it can work for them. Today, I'm going to be digging into IF, what it is, the pros, the cons, who can benefit from it, and how to make it work for you. What's up? It's Jen. I'm a wellness and nutrition coach, and I'm here to help you live a healthier lifestyle. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button so you can be the first to see these healthy lifestyle tips. Let me know in the comments, do you do some form of intermittent fasting? Let's talk about it. First of all, let's talk about intermittent fasting and what it is. IF is a diet practice that cycles between eating periods and fasting periods. It's gained popularity over the last 10 years or so as an effective weight loss technique. Technically, no foods are off limits within your eating period, as long as you adhere to the eating and fasting windows. Here are some of the most common fasting windows. First up, we've got 16-8. In this window, you're fasting for 16 hours and your eating window is 8 hours. This is one of the most common IF practices, and it's fairly manageable for most people. You may skip breakfast and have your eating window from 12 to 8 p.m. Those who don't care for breakfast or who don't like eating first thing in the morning may prefer this. Now, that's not to say that you couldn't move the window earlier if you prefer and have time for breakfast. Make this window work for you and your lifestyle. Next, we've got Eat, Stop, Eat. This is a more aggressive version of IF that involves a full 24 hours of fasting 1 to 2 times a week. In practice, you could eat normally on day 1, then after dinner, begin your fast. You would fast all day through day 2, breaking your fast at dinner that evening. Day 3, you would eat normally again. If you plan on using this method, I'd recommend spacing out your fasting days 2 days or so. Next, and finally, we've got the 5-2 diet. 5 days of the week you would eat normally. On 2 non-consecutive days, you'd eat a max of 500 to 600 calories. These can be spaced out as necessary, broken down into 2 to 3 200-calorie meals or one big meal. The 500-calorie days require a bit of planning, and you would most likely want to avoid any strenuous activities those days. Now that we understand some of the common fasting practices, let's get clear on what fasting actually means. All in all, fasting is fasting and eating is eating. If you eat any calories, you're breaking your fast. Water and possibly plain tea or coffee are really the only things that won't break this fast. If you add any carbs or fats or proteins, your window has begun. Certain fasting to reach ketosis, however, may allow up to 50 grams of carbs and some fats without technically breaking that fast. With ketosis, the main goal is to encourage burning fat for energy in place of carbs. Common fast-approved foods may be coffee with a little bit of cream, MCT oil, butter, or bone broth for their low calorie count, and they can also help curb some cravings. There's lots of differences in the types of fasting above, but the benefits are generally the same. Weight loss is the most common reason people try IF. If you're only eating within a certain time period, the thought is it reduces the overall calories consumed. IF studies have shown beneficial in reducing insulin resistance and can lower blood sugar by 3 to 6% during those eating windows. Those looking to manage diabetes and prediabetes can stand to benefit greatly from IF. In various studies, IF was shown to reduce inflammation, lower the risk of cancer, and reduce LDL cholesterol, blood triglycerides, and even extend lifespan. There's still a lot of research to do in these areas, and many of these studies were performed on animals, so there may not be a direct correlation to human performance. In short, research is in the early stages, and there's still a lot more to learn about IF. While there are possible benefits, there can be a downside to IF, and some people are recommended to avoid it. For those who are underweight or who have a history of disordered eating, IF is not recommended. Restrictive eating and fasting windows may lead to more destructive eating habits. Some women in general may also have adverse effects. In some reports, women lost their menstruation cycles or even increased their blood sugar while fasting, which is the opposite result many are looking for with fasting. If you're trying to conceive, having issues with fertility or breastfeeding, this is probably not the best practice, and I recommend again that you consult with a doctor. Certain medications or supplements may be affected by fasting, so always consult with your doctor before beginning a new diet. So, as a nutrition coach, what's my take on IF? Well, Just like any diet, there are some people it may work really well for, and there's others that it can be very dangerous for. For me, I love to eat. I love tastes and textures, the community that comes from a delicious meal shared, and the simple act of chewing. IF as a strict practice doesn't really do it for me, but there are some aspects that I actually like. I like the planning aspect of IF. If you have to make sure you eat all of your calories in a window, it's hard to make that happen without a plan. It requires packing meals when doing any kind of life during that window to ensure that you're getting enough fuel for your body. At the same time, it can feel very restricting, especially during special events. Like everyone else is enjoying a fun night out and you can only have water because it's after 7 p.m. I also like the end boundary of the eating window. This can be a great way to signal the end of your day and your eating window in general. If your fast starts at 8, then there's no 11 o'clock ice cream run to the refrigerator or gorging yourself on popcorn during a Netflix binge. If those things are off the table, you may be more likely to go to bed on time, which I am a huge fan of. So there are also some things I really don't like about IF. I've seen many people use IF as a free-for-all excuse to eat whatever they want in a window. This can lead to overindulging in one meal and undereating in the next, instead of letting your normal body cues and hormones dictate your necessities. Whether you choose to use IF or not, you should eat to fuel your body for your health and your activity level. If you consistently feel hungry outside of your window, your body cues shouldn't be ignored. If you're ravenously hungry for the last 3 hours of your fast, you may actually be doing damage. The same goes at the start of your fast. Adjust your window as necessary. Don't just pick a window because someone else suggested it. Learning and listening to your normal body cues is very important. And then finally, it's still possible to overindulge on healthy options. Excess food is excess energy, and excess energy leads to body fat. In conclusion, there are many people who may benefit from intermittent fasting. There's also some who won't. You should explore the pros and cons for yourself, and as always, talk with your doctor if you have more questions. At the end of the day, listening to your normal body cues and honoring it with wholesome foods in the right portions will help you achieve the best results. If you'd like to discuss IF in greater detail and learn how to fuel your body during your eating window, let's chat. Click on the Work with Jen link in the description below. Was this information helpful? What's your biggest takeaway? Let's continue the discussion in the comments. Don't forget to like, hit the notifications button, and subscribe for more healthy lifestyle tips. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be well.